What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today, we got ourselves Act 3 that came out actually yesterday, I should say, but we got ourselves 2 new of these Dark Aether Reaper weapons that we can get from Ido at the last city, a Stasis Rocket, as well as a Stasis Scout Rifle, so we're going to cover both of them, one today, one tomorrow. First, we're going to cover the Heretic's Fervor, which has that Dark Aether Reaper trait. Like I was saying, Final Blows with this weapon periodically spawn those Dark Aether charges when you detonate them by touching them or shooting them with a weapon. Overflow this weapon basically, or refill it from reserve, so we can get a couple shots in this magazine, which does help for our DPS side of this. For the PvE side, first column for us, I'm going to stack the third and fourth ones up together so you can see all of our options, but for the first column, I'm going to go with hard launch because of that velocity increase at plus 15. I went with a reload masterwork or a velocity masterwork, depending on what you choose for the third column. Second column, you should definitely go with impact casings right here, just because it's easily the best, giving us a bonus to damage for that side of the PvE realm where you want this thing to juice the DPS phases. Like I said, third and fourth column, I'm going to give you all 3 options, is usually what I give, unless there's nothing there for you. I might give only 2, but first off, for the third column, we're going to go with field prep as our first option, auto-loading holster as our second option, and rhyme stealer as our third. Now, when you put these on for the PvE side of things, I would say field prep and auto-loading are almost the same in tier-wise, in my personal opinion. Auto-loading is super nice because we got that grenade launcher going on this season where that weakens, does some more damage. So right now, auto-loading might be better, but field prep is the fastest reload in the game when you are crouching. So totally up to you between those two. And then the rhyme stealer, I would say that this is definitely more on the PvE ad clear side instead of the PvE damage side, just because we are getting frost armor, clearing out those enemies that are frozen, or stasis crystals when we shatter them. So you can make this as just a tanky thing with the rhyme stealer, but we got a combination in the fourth column that is also super nice. Fourth column got some good options as well. First off, we're going to have chill clip as our number 1, bipod right here as our number 2, definitely the most for juicy DPS, and then number 3, explosive light. With these options in the fourth column, chill clip is going to be good no matter what, because we're going to get it to proc all the time, so slow freezing on those big bosses for sure, champions, etc. That is definitely going to get procced pretty easy with this rocket. For the DPS side, bipod is definitely the best in my personal opinion. Explosive light backs it up for damage, but if we're getting that chill clip to proc anyways with that stasis slow explosion going on this season especially, it is going to do a nice little bit of damage, especially if you pair that chill clip with rhyme stealer is a very good option. But I do think if you went with something like auto loading and bipod is probably the 5 out of 5 for actual DPS, with you're just standing still, etc. Don't have the opportunity to really get anything else going. So I think I would give this thing probably around a 4.0, 4.1 for the PvE realm. There's definitely some better rockets out there, and with this thing, definitely doesn't feel like it's really juice and damage like some of our other rockets do. But when we use the bipod, get wolfpack rounds going on, this thing does feel just right. Now, when we move on to PvP rockets, definitely all right, only we get 1 shot, so I definitely like our LMGs as well as our grenade launchers better, but we're gonna go with that volatile launch for our first column with a blast radius masterwork, so we can hit those guardians inside of their wells, around corners, etc. Second column, same concept, we're going with black powder, gives us that plus 5 to blast radius. Like I said, trying to stack that out as high as possible. Third column, we got a couple options for you. Tracking module is our first one. We also got to throw Lone Wolf on this list, and then last for funsies, slide shot. The reason that I would throw these on slide shot, definitely just for fun if you're sliding over extra bricks, etc., stuff like that. Definitely tracking module is going to be your number 1 option for this, because it definitely helps in the crucible, especially with rockets like this that don't have it intrinsically as that precision frame. And then Lone Wolf as the second option probably for me, just because I would give this that aim assist, ADS, speed, airborne effectiveness. Nothing really too crazy because it's a rocket, and like I said, we're only getting 1 shot in this anyways, but tracking modules should be your option for sure for the PvP realm for this third column. Fourth column, same kind of concept. We're gonna go with chill clip as our first option, Vorpal weapon to take out those guardians in their super with that 20% buff, and then lastly harmony, so we can get a little extra damage. With these 3 options right here though, chill clip is kind of nice because because with the tracking module, with that direct hits, it is going to give that freezing pulse, so slowed guardians around that don't get defeated aren't going to be able to move. Easy cleanup for those 3 pieces, etc. I think Vorpal, just like I said, that 20% damage against those guardians in their super, not a bad thing. You can definitely get that one shot going on depending on the super and how weak they are. And then Harmony with that extra damage, it is also 20%, but we're getting handling at plus 15 too, and we got to get defeats with other weapons, so it isn't just guardians in their super. So overall, Chill Clip probably my number 1, then Harmony, and then Vorpal weapon, almost the same kind of concepts. Like I said, definitely got better weapons for the PvP realm, so I would probably give this thing for that maybe like a 3.5, 3.6 out of 5. Nothing too crazy about it overall, but it is pretty fun to use, like I said, in PvE, especially with that Chill Clip combination auto-loading holster. You can get that slow to proc almost consistently if you're getting that freeze to proc and that slow constantly, or using a stasis subclass where you're creating stasis shards. Rhyme Stealer, not a bad option as well, because you're getting that free frost armor, which definitely helps in that end game content, if you will, for staying alive, keeping yourself a little bit more tanky. So definitely go in, farm it, do your story quest. You're gonna get this to drop, as well as the red tape just from the quest, if you will, that Ido gives you from week to week. I don't know exactly which week they came from, but I definitely got both on my travels, completing everything today. So really appreciate you guys for always coming back to the channel. Appreciate you guys as always for liking, subscribing, hitting that bell, joining the Discord if you want. We're trying to beef that up in 2025. Kind of wild to say that it's 2025 as well, so hopefully y'all had a good New Year's, good holiday, everything like that. But again, appreciate all you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.